is internet audio. Okay, now I'm on both again. Shoot, I think. What'd I do wrong? Start video.
There you go.
Okay, so I started the video.
You're doing good, man. Doing good.
Okay. Sorry, man. I'm almost there.
No, it's fine.
Okay, so now I want to turn the audio off.
On one of the two, either one. You maybe leave the one on that's closest to you. Which one is the closest to your mouth?
I'll leave that. And
then touch your iPad or the iPhone and then just click on the mic and it'll turn that mic off.
Okay, awesome.
Hi, Jonathan. Hi, Wilson. It's Stephanie.
Hi, Stephanie.
Hi, how are you?
Trying to figure it out. I'm doing okay. Just trying to get it.
You can do it.
Yeah, I'm getting close. Let me see. Now I want to start the video. Okay.
So now you've got two videos on. You can.
Oh, I see. So I should probably turn off. Sorry.
Which one you prefer? But you can do it like it's stereo. You can leave them both on too.
That's bizarre. Okay. You know, I'll turn off the phone.
Okay, leave it on. Just turn the mic off and the camera off. But leave the Zoom on.
Stop video.
There you go. And do the same thing with the mic.
Okay.
Just touch it. There you go. You did it. Now your iPad is muted, so you need to turn the iPad on. So you turn your little mic on the iPad on because we can't hear you.
Yeah, we go.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Now it's kind of low.
It's kind of low?
It's low.
Would you rather me get on the phone?
Your phone was louder, just FYI.
I'll get on the phone. Okay.
You can leave the camera on one. You can
it sounds great, guys. It sounds great.
Just
okay,
the mic.
I'm unmuting the.
Perfect.
So right now I think we're using the camera.
That's right. You're using the camera on the iPad and the mic on the phone.
Okay. Cool. Okay, great. Now, if I want to do.
By the way, sorry to bother you on this, Wilson. Little detail on the iPad, if you don't mind, turn the volume button down.
Okay.
Just go to the volume button and turn it down, and then there won't be an echo.
Oh, there we go.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Perfect. Beautiful.
Okay. Let me see. So, trying to get it straight here. Okay, right now, I don't see you on my pad, but that's okay. I guess it'll come on in a minute.
On.
Okay.
Yeah, we can see your phone and we can see you.
Okay, there you are. Okay, great. Okay, question. When I want to do part of a presentation, my keynote, I can just go to my pad and find the keynote? And
on the iPad, you'll need to, if you want to try to do it right now,
I do.
Click on the screen and go share content. You can leave your camera on. You can leave everything on. Don't need to turn anything off. Oh, okay. But yeah, just share content.
Okay, which says
share content. There's a little green
share
button.
Content. I see that. Yeah, share content. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And then, do you know, is it like on iCloud or is it in Google Drive?
I think it's in iCloud, I believe. It's a keynote, but it's in iCloud.
Perfect. So you go iCloud and then see if you can find it.
Okay, recent. There it is. I see it. Yay! Yay! I'm feeling so modern. This is the most modern I've ever been. And the most modern I'll ever be.
Oh no, we'll need to do this many times, I hope. So we gotta. I'll send somebody there to train you.
Yeah,
so
that would be.
By the way, it's on, and I think you can move it, like touch it or move it side to side and see if you
let me see if I did. Yeah, there it is. Oh, but you see, it's appearing.
There it's beautiful.
Appearing like a It's not appearing in the keynote.
No, it's appearing inside Zoom, but it looks. I can see it beautiful. It says design thinking.
The problem is I do have some videos though.
I think it'll play.
Well, the only problem is I'm looking through here right now, and it's not reading like, it's not working like a keynote. Like if I can look to one of my videos, and it's not playing it. I wonder.
Is that you?
What do you mean?
The picture?
Yeah, it might have been. But that's part of the story. That's on.
Love it.
Yeah, but that's on Keynote. So I wonder how I get Keynote to share.
You might not be able to change. You might not be able to put a video on. That might be a problem at this point.
Okay.
Can you survive without the video?
Yeah, I've actually got about 3 videos, but they were kind of part of the. Sorry. Boy, I wonder. That's really weird. I don't see why it doesn't play it in Keynote. Or can I? If Jonathan, if I left Zoom right now and went to Keynote.
No, you'll lose the connection. You would need to be on a laptop, I think, and use the link.
Okay.
But since everyone's joining now, it might be a problem to do that.
Okay.
So if you can click,
I do have it on my laptop right next to me as well. I've got it on my home. I downloaded it onto my home computer.
Do you want to try joining really quick on your laptop? I sent you the link by text. I can read it to you. Let me read you the link. Just go to your laptop and type this.
Okay.
Let me give it to you. It's zoom.us.
Let me see. I'm sorry, buddy.
Open up a website.
Okay. I got to find so I go to websites. I'm going to Safari.
Zoom, yep, Safari, and then zoom.us.
Okay, sorry. Zoom.us.
Then /.
Okay.
J.
Okay.
/772 333
772
333 444. 3 3s and 4 4s.
Okay, 444.
No,
okay.
4 4s.
4 4s. Okay, great. And then so I go to that Zoom US. Really, that's kind of cool. The download should. Oh, great! So it's happening in just a few seconds. It's download.
Yep.
All right.
And if you could, and what we'll do is we'll go greeting everybody. If you could click on your share content button and turn it off.
Okay.
Because then we'll be able to see everybody.
Okay. Okay, so let me see.
You just touch the screen on your iPad.
Yep.
And then that share content should be able to turn that off.
Okay, man. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
The click icon above, then double click Zoom installer package. Okay, sorry.
Hey, Bastian, welcome. How are you in the Netherlands? Bastian, can you hear me? Bom dia, gente. Bem-vindos, viu? A gente está só terminando de ajustar uma coisinha do vídeo do Wilson. Muy bienvenidos, muy bienvenidos. Estamos solamente ajustando el video de Wilson y ya estamos iniciando. Perdónanos. Perfect. You just joined on your laptop, Wilson.
Oh, outrageous. Okay, then, great. So
now
so
the sharing of content is still on your iPad, so you won't be able to share on your laptop until we get that one turned off.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Gosh, you are unbelievable. I can't believe you know that. So stop sharing.
Hey, you did it. You did it.
Okay.
You did it. So we're on. We can see you, and we can see everybody. Juliana, Pastor Antonio, New York, bem-vindos. I'm just welcoming everybody. Bastian, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Hey.
Hey.
Yes, how's Amsterdam today?
It's super cold.
I heard it was going to be very cold.
Yeah.
Pastor Antônio, Juliana, bem-vindos. Welcome, everybody. Bem-vindos. So, Wilson,
Yes, sir.
desculpa, estamos solamente completando un ajuste. So, on your laptop, Wilson,
Yep.
do you see, you're in, so do you see a share content?
Thank you, sir. I'll look
Or share your screen. On your laptop, it'll be different. It'll say share your screen.
You are amazing. Yeah, that's what it says. Share screen.
Okay, so share your screen, and then you can go and do anything you want on your screen. You can start Keynote. You can play a video. Anything you play is going to be shared to everybody.
Okay, share screen. Okay, great.
We're on. We can see it.
Okay.
We are looking at what you're looking at now.
Oh, okay. Oh. Okay, so let me
seeing
see.
Zoom, your
So I'll go down here, and I
Yep.
can, and if I want to share my presentation, I just
You just
click on
open
it.
Keynote, and yep,
There it is.
you got it. There
Great.
it is.
So okay, great. So so I just
We're in business.
computer. Awesome. Okay,
It'll
so
be
will you
the
probably
play up
want me
there.
to go back to just me?
Well, if you can right now, just on your, go back to your Zoom,
Okay.
and then unshare your screen.
Okay.
And that way we can, we'll again, welcome everybody and pray. And there you go. You did it. See, you're amazing. You're doing it, man. You're doing
this is
it.
totally the Lord in the computer.
Oh, awesome, Wilson. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
So we're going to welcome everybody and pray, and we're ready to go. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Thank you for doing this with us. It's really wonderful.
It's fun.
Muy bienvenidos. Vamos a orar y tenemos a Wilson con nosotros y eso es un privilegio. Él es muy difícil de tener y es un regalo de Dios, un presente tenerlo con nosotros. Wilson, I'm just telling everybody what a privilege it is to have you with us, and it's a real gift.
There we go.
Y vamos a orar. Juliana, would you mind praying for us? ¿Tú podrías orar por nosotros y puedes orar en portuñol e inglés mezclado? No hay problema.
Eu tô aqui no escritório e tá com bastante barulho da construção. Não tem problema? Não vai atrapalhar?
Não tem problema.
Tá.
We can hear you very well. You can just put it a little closer to your mouth. Põe pouquinho mais perto.
Tá bom. Então vamos orar. Senhor, graças te damos más un día que tenemos juntos para aprender de todo lo que tienes para nosotros en la realización de tu grandiosa y poderosa obra. Somos tan gratos, Señor, por todo lo que tens feito por nós. Te damos graças por todo, pela vida do Wilson. Graças te damos, Senhor, por Jonathan, que está nos bendicindo com todo isso. Pedimos a ti una vez más que, Señor, nos dé sabiduría y todo lo que necesitamos para cumplir el destino que tienes para nosotros. Te alabamos en el nombre de Jesús. Amén.
Amen.
Now in English, a short one in English, and just get a little closer to your phone or your iPad. It's not picking up very well.
I'm sorry? Are you talking serious?
What?
Come on. I'm not ready. No, I'm not ready.
Oh, you're not ready. Okay.
No, I'm too nervous to pray in English.
Okay. No problem. No problem. Thank you for praying in Spanish. It was beautiful. Wilson, she prayed for you.
Amen. Thank you.
Wilson.
I receive it.
I'm going to introduce you and we'll get started. Amigos, tenemos con nosotros a alguien que es un amigo, es un pastor y líder cuadrangular en la ciudad de Portland, Oregon. Él está muy lejos de nosotros, pero yo también hoy estoy en un aeropuerto no muy lejos de él. Entonces, tenemos este regalo de Dios. Él trabaja en Nike hace muchos años y ha crecido en su carrera, en su trabajo dentro de Nike. y hoy hace como design y DNA stewardship y un montón de cosas que él va a explanar a nosotros lo que él hace, que yo no sé describir. Y entonces vamos a iniciar y tenemos un tiempo con él y después tenemos preguntas y respuestas con él. Wilson, I mentioned real quick a little bit about you, both a career and ministry, and the fact that you're at Nike for many years. And if you could describe a little bit about what you do at Nike, I think that would be really important, because I'm not sure I described it well. I am sure I did not describe it well. So that would be awesome.
I will say, and you will put in the right language. Great. I'm a designer.
Yo soy diseñista.
My background was architecture, and
mis estudios fueron arquitectura.
Shoes. Now I design shoes.
Y ahora diseño zapatos.
I've been at Nike 34 years, and I'm a leader in design now.
Yo trabajo en Nike a 34 años y soy líder en design ahora en Nike.
I work a lot with the story of who we actually are as a brand, transferring it to the next generation of designers.
Yo trabajo mucho con la identidad de quién somos nosotros y pasando esa identidad para los nuevos diseñistas, los jóvenes.
My training, though, is architecture and shoe design is what I do.
Mi entrenamiento es arquitectura, pero lo que hago es diseñar zapatos.
And I love to sing about it as well.
Y gusto de cantar también.
So that's what I do, shoes and worship.
Son las dos cosas que yo amo, es adoración y zapatos.
So
go right ahead, Wilson. You can dive into
awesome.
Your presentation.
Well, it is an honor to talk to a few of us around the globe. What a wonderful thing.
Es un privilegio hablar con mis hermanos alrededor del globo. Eso es increíble.
And I want to talk to you about something that I think is very pertinent to ministry that I believe I've learned in the design world.
Y yo quiero compartir algo una charla que creo es muy pertinente, muy relevante para el ministerio, pero yo aprendí eso en el mundo del diseño.
I sent out a couple resources around design thinking. We may not have been able to connect those, but I sent them.
They'll get them probably tomorrow, right, Lillian? Today or tomorrow. Envié dos ítems de comunicación de escrito y un video, y ustedes van a recibir eso hoy o mañana.
And the whole concept is around what we call design thinking.
Y todo eso tiene a ver con lo que pensamos de forma de pensar de diseño.
I would probably start my presentation now. I think that could work.
Yo voy entonces a iniciar una presentación en PowerPoint. Go right ahead. So on your laptop, you'll click your screen, share my screen.
Okay.
And then you can go into Keynote.
Okay, great. Share screen. Okay,
there you are.
Just boom.
You got it.
Okay, awesome.
So we are seeing exactly what you see on your screen.
Beautiful. How cool. Okay, you'll get the audio too, I imagine, right?
Yes, and this is being recorded, and they will be able to watch it afterwards as well.
Awesome. Thanks, Jonathan. Okay, well, what I want to talk to you a little bit about is something called design thinking.
Yo quiero hablar con ustedes acerca de el design thinking, pensamiento en diseño.
To explain what design thinking is,
para
have you ever
explicar eso,
heard of the way your brain, you have a left and right brain?
Ustedes han escuchado de que tienes una mente derecha y una izquierda. Un lado.
The left brain tends to be more the business side.
El lado izquierdo tiene la tendencia de ser más el trabajo, el business.
The right side is more creative.
El lado derecho es más creativo.
It helps us to think out of the box.
Nos ayuda a pensar afuera de la caja.
I want to share how design thinking inspires us in ministry.
Yo quiero compartir cómo el pensamiento en design nos inspira en el ministerio.
So, thinking about design thinking, I want to show you an illustration of what it is from sports.
Yo voy a usar deporte para os esportes para mencionar cómo es eso.
This is an image of Roger Federer, the tennis player, striking the ball.
Essas são fotos de Roger Federer tocando na bola, pegando a bola.
It's all about keeping your eyes on the ball.
E ele está manteniendo sus ojos en la pelota.
If you look at these athletes, both Roger Federer and Tiger Woods are looking at the spot where they hit the ball.
Si tú ves el rostro de ellos, ellos están mirando, están viendo el punto donde pegaron la bola, la pelota.
That's the same way it is with design thinking.
Es así exactamente con pensamiento en design.
So design thinking in the good news is about keeping your eye on the ball of what is most important.
El pensamiento de design en las buenas noticias es mirar siempre el más importante, el prioritario.
I will show you what I illustrate as the ball that we need to keep our eyes on.
Yo voy a ilustrar lo que yo pienso que es la pelota que debemos mirar.
When I studied architecture,
Cuando yo estudié arquitectura,
there is a term we use in architecture called form follows function.
usamos mucho eso en arquitectura. Form follows, que la forma sigue la función.
When something is designed well,
Cuando algo es bien diseñado,
the form works well with the function.
la forma funciona muy bien con la función.
You've probably been in a room that you don't like, and it's probably because the form was wrong for the function.
Muchas veces estamos en una sala o un sitio que no gustamos. Muchas veces es porque la forma no está de acuerdo con la función.
So these are, in a sense, I'm looking at the ball of form to try to make it align with the ball of the function.
Yo siempre quiero alinear la forma con la función.
So applying this thinking from architecture, it's the same with design thinking.
Y cuando aplicamos eso dentro del pensamiento de diseño,
here's the path of what design thinking is.
esto es el camino, el diseño de design thinking, del pensamiento en diseño.
It is laid out by a company called IDO from San Francisco.
Eso es desarrollado por una empresa llamada IDO de San Francisco.
Letters are IDEO.
IDEO.
So IDEO developed design thinking, and they say you start with empathizing with the end user.
Y ellos dicen que iniciamos empatizando, teniendo empatía con el usuario.
You're thinking about who you're doing what you're doing for.
Pensamos para qué y para quién estamos haciendo algo.
It's all about identifying with that end user.
Tiene todo a ver con la identificación del usuario.
So you empathize, then you define what it is you're thinking about them.
Después definimos lo que estamos pensando, lo que estamos imaginando.
Then when you create something for them, you start by ideate or drawing.
Después iniciamos el proceso de tener ideas, idealizar.
Then you prototype to see if it works.
Después desarrollamos prototipos para ver si funcionan.
Then you test it.
Después testamos.
If the test works, you're there.
Si el teste funciona, es que estamos bien.
If not, you go back and ideate or think about it again.
Si no funciona bien, volvemos a idealizar, a ideate de nuevo.
Then you would prototype and test again.
Después hacemos nuevos prototipos.
If somehow all of that doesn't work, maybe you need to redefine or think about what you're empathizing towards.
Y si la cosa continúa no funcionando, posiblemente tenemos que redefinir o pensar de nuevo en el usuario. No estamos pensando correctamente en el usuario.
But it's all about creating something for that end user that you're empathizing.
La meta es crear algo para el usuario por quien tenemos empatía.
Does that path make sense when you're creating something?
¿Eso tiene sentido para ustedes cuando estamos creando algo?
All right. Well, thinking about this focus of empathy,
Entonces, si pensamos en este foco de empatía,
I've blown it up to this is the way it applies in ministry.
es así para mí como eso se aplica en nuestros ministerios.
It's all about empathizing with whom you're focused on.
Debemos decidir quién es el foco y tener empatía por estas personas.
To align that end user, it has to do with your calling, what you're creating, and how you're collaborating.
Y este proceso para mí es determinar o clarear en nuestro llamado, lo que estamos creando y lo que estamos colaborando.
So it's all about focusing on that end user to empathize and align these three areas.
Queremos alinear estas cosas enfocando el usuario final.
Just to think about calling, for example,
Para pensarmos el llamado, por ejemplo,
our calling has to line up with who we're empathizing towards. Like you need a passion for that end user.
nuestro llamado tiene que estar alineado con las personas por las cuales tenemos pasión.
And our callings come from who we actually are.
Y nuestro llamado viene de quién somos nosotros.
What has God made us to be?
¿Quién Dios nos crió a ser?
My calling isn't any different than any of yours, the way that God has made me unique.
Mi llamado no es diferente de ustedes, de la forma como Dios me ha hecho único.
For example, here is my calling and my journey.
Por ejemplo, yo voy a compartir conmigo mi llamado y mi jornada, mi viaje, mi peregrinación.
This is me
Eso soy yo,
playing with building blocks,
bromando, diseñando, con construcción,
various drawings, and me growing up as a kid.
yo creciendo.
That's my sister and I. We love the Jackson 5.
Esa es mi hermana y yo, amamos a Jackson 5.
That's my parents before I studied in Europe.
Esos son mis padres, yo estudié en Europa.
Studied in Seattle and became an architect.
Y estudié en Seattle también y me formé como abogado.
I love to paint and eventually design these shoes.
Yo amo pintar y amo diseñar y diseñé muchos zapatos. Tenis.
And we sold about as many on top of the table.
Y yo vendí muchos que están ahí en la mesa.
But I've had the joy since here to work with all these different athletes.
Pero en este proceso yo ya trabajé con estos atletas que ustedes están viendo ahí.
On top, there's tennis players Andre Agassi, Serena Williams,
Andre Agassi, Serena Williams,
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Or I worked on the shoes on the bottom left. The
Yo
Air,
trabajé en estos zapatos que están abajo, el Air
what was it? Air Up Tempo.
Tempo.
Yeah, it's okay. It's just a popular shoe.
Son zapatos bien populares que yo ayudé a diseñar.
The middle shoes were designed for Native Americans, and the proceeds go to a Native American fund.
Este es del medio. Nosotros desarrollamos un proyecto donde los tenis vendidos, el dinero iba para los indígenas. Y estos tenis son de ellos.
And a shoe I'm very proud of on the right corner is designed for people who have challenges putting on their feet, on their shoes.
Y el de derecha es un zapato que yo diseñé para personas con necesidades especiales que no consiguen poner sus zapatos normalmente.
It's a LeBron James shoe where you can zip it on and it ties your laces tighter.
Y es un zipper y el zipper va a apertar más el tenis.
The name of it is the Fly Ease.
Fly E. I won't try to translate that.
F-L-Y.
F-L-Y.
E-A-S-E.
E-A-S-E. Oh, gotcha.
If you look up Nike Fly Ease,
si procurar en internet
stories online.
Tenis, Fly Ease, hay una historia muy hermosa de cómo desarrollamos este tenis.
Inspiring.
Es una historia de mucha inspiración.
So that's looking at your calling and the kinds of things you are into.
Entonces eso es mirar el llamado y las cosas por las cuales tenemos pasión.
Each one of us could create a page of things that we are into that define our calling.
Cada uno de nosotros podemos diseñar o hablar de cosas por las cuales tenemos pasión.
So that needs to align with your end user that you're empathizing towards, as well as the things you're actually creating.
Entonces tenemos que alinear nuestro llamado con el grupo de personas por lo cual tenemos empatía y también tenemos que alinear nuestra creatividad, nuestra creación.
I want to share with you a story about product that I've been creating lately that I feel very inspired towards.
Yo voy a compartir con ustedes un producto que estoy ahora creando y que me inspira mucho.
To set this up, I'll show you this first image.
Esta imagen yo voy a mostrar, es la primera imagen para hablar de este producto.
On the left is Bill Bowerman, one of the co-founders of Nike.
A la izquierda está Bill Bowerman, que es uno de los fundadores de Nike.
He's always said, if you have a body, you are an athlete.
Él siempre ha dicho, si tú tienes un cuerpo, es un atleta.
There were two co-founders to Nike.
Hay dos fundadores de Nike.
The second is Phil Knight.
El segundo es Phil Knight.
This is Phil Knight, one of his runners.
Eso es Phil Knight que corría, el técnico de él era el Bowerman.
He always says, listen to the voice of the athlete.
Y él siempre ha dicho, escuche la voz del atleta.
So the product that I want to show you, the project has involved both listening to the voice of the athlete.
Escuchar la voz del atleta es un primer punto que quiero subrayar.
And Bill Bowerman's, if you have a body, you're an athlete.
Y la frase que de Bowerman, que si tienes cuerpo, es atleta.
And this project has been enabling adaptive athletes,
Y
which
este
we've been doing.
proyecto es de permitir a atletas que necesitan de adaptaciones.
I've been working with students at University of Oregon product design to design products for adaptive athletes.
Yo trabajo con todo un grupo de alumnos de la Universidad de Oregon y trabajamos junto en el diseño de productos para atletas que necesitan de adaptaciones.
These would be athletes with disabilities.
Son atletas con necesidades especiales.
This is a short little video about that.
Yo voy a mostrar un video pequeñito acerca de eso.
So the sports product design program at the University of Oregon is a one-of-a-kind master's degree program in the United
Eso
States
es
and possibly in the world.
del proyecto de la universidad. Y eso es Wilson, que es también maestro en la universidad.
Rugby. It's a full-out contact sport.
Estos son los atletas.
Their arms and legs. The coach of the U.S. wheelchair rugby team gave us a list of like 5 products that they.
Esa alumna que trabajó con el técnico de las Olimpiadas del equipo olímpico.
And then wrap around the leg to lock the player's leg in. Right now I'm developing a
desarrollaron una forma de asegurar su pierna, su perna.
Tape them onto their hands. So just figuring out a way to make this a garment
encontrar
that
una
is
forma.
suitable for their needs versus trying to make them like.
So the student was designing a glove.
Entonces estaban intentando diseñar una luva.
Are empathetic and you begin to feel what it's like to actually be that athlete.
Anyway, I can go forward, but I just wanted to show you this is the people we work with.
Estas son las personas con quien yo trabajo.
And designing.
Okay, here's an example.
Aquí está un ejemplo.
The athlete's name is Will Grow.
El nombre de ese atleta es Will Grow.
He is paralyzed from the chest down.
Él es paralizado del tórax para abajo.
But he's one of the top wheelchair rugby players in the world.
Pero es uno de los mejores jugadores de rugby en la silla de ruedas del mundo.
It's really amazing sport, inspiring.
Es un deporte increíble.
One of our students, Ryan, felt that because he was paralyzed from the chest down, he was moving all over the court.
Y uno de nuestros alumnos sentía que él estaba así muy suelto en la silla.
His body would be moving all around the chair without any support.
Su cuerpo estaba sin soporte necesario, adecuado.
So Ryan designed this Concord vest that wrapped around his body and locked into the chair.
Entonces Ryan diseñó una vestimenta que segura su cuerpo y se prende a la silla de ruedas, a la cadera de ruedas.
So your body was becoming one with the wheelchair, just like we try to make shoes really fit tight on the body.
Entonces el cuerpo de él estaba unificado con la cadera, con la silla de ruedas. Y es así que intentamos hacer con tenis.
Here's Ryan actually designing the vest and becoming the end user while he prototypes it.
Esto es Ryan, el diseñista, que practicaba el ser el usuario, el estar en la cadera, en la silla de ruedas, como el usuario.
It's very important to identify with who you're designing something for, and that includes a wheelchair athlete.
Es muy importante identificar con el usuario que miramos, y eso es el caso ahora con atletas.
You begin to feel what it's like to experience what you're experiencing.
Sentimos como ellos en el usuario, en usar las cosas.
So Will's vest was very successful, and 5 of his teammates wanted vests as well.
Entonces, la ropa que él ha hecho, Ryan diseñó, tuvo un suceso tremendo y los otros del equipo también lo quisieron.
The teammates, 6 of them, participated in the wheelchair rugby competition at the Paralympics.
Ellos entonces competieron en la Paralimpiada.
And a student project that started out in 2012 at the beginning of the year became a bronze medal winner by the Paralympics at the end of the year.
En el mismo año iniciamos este proyecto en 2012 y al final del año tuvimos este suceso de tener una medalla olímpica con el equipo usando la vestimenta, la ropa.
We worked with the team as well in 2016 and designed gloves for them.
Diseñamos en 2016 las luvas para sus manos.
So that's an example of the things that we would create to align with empathizing with the end user.
Eso es un ejemplo entonces de diseñar y tener empatía con el usuario.
Now I want to show how not only is it our calling, like who we are, or the things we create that needs to be about the end user, but also how we collaborate.
Yo quiero hablar entonces, no solamente criamos pensando en el usuario, pero también colaboramos.
This story had to do with a high school in Portland.
Esta historia tiene a ver con una escuela en Portland, un high school, una escuela de segundo grado.
They were about ready to close the high school because of some serious needs.
Iban a cerrar la escuela porque tenían necesidades tremendas en el área de deportes.
The track and the stands were both condemned.
Estaba todo condenado, donde se corría el campo, estaba todo muy, muy feo.
The locker rooms were uninhabitable.
No se podía quedar en los vestiarios, los baños.
The students didn't feel cared for.
Los alumnos no se sentían cuidados.
They were very low in all of their grades and performance in sports.
Y tenían, claro, un desempeño muy malo en los deportes.
There became an event in Portland that was put on by the Luis Palau Association.
Tuvimos un evento en Portland hecho por el Luis Palau, Organización Palau.
They wanted to do a city festival.
Y querían hacer una festival en la ciudad.
To proclaim the Lord Jesus, but in setting it up, they wanted to serve the community.
Y querían hablar de Jesús, pero en hacerlo querían servir a la comunidad.
They wanted to meet the community's needs before we try to invite them to be a part of our pursuit.
Y querían servir primero a la comunidad, a la ciudad, antes de hablar de Jesús.
So we did a summer of service.
Entonces
before.
hicimos un verano de servicio antes del evento.
Kevin Palau, in the upper left-hand corner, came to me at Nike and asked how could Nike get involved to help the community.
Kevin Palau, que está arriba a la izquierda, encima a la izquierda, él preguntó a mí cómo Nike podría se involucrar en la comunidad, en la ciudad.
We had several people like me, my friends at Nike, including Mike in the lower corner, who came together for a meeting with Kevin.
Y tuvimos varias personas que hicimos de Nike, que hicimos reunión con Kevin.
Mike shared on his BlackBerry, his friend Rich from Roosevelt was a development director, and there were deep needs at Roosevelt High School.
Y Mike entonces habló de las tremendas necesidades de la escuela Roosevelt.
So Kevin decided it would be great to go and serve Roosevelt, and he called my pastor, who was Kip Jacobs at South Lake Church.
Entonces Kevin pensó, mira, tenemos que servir a esta escuela, ¿cómo podemos hacerlo? Y llamó a mi pastor, que es Pastor Kip.
He was looking for 500 people to come and help clean up Roosevelt and be a good statement for our outreach to the city.
Y él buscaba personas para ayudar y ser alguien y servir la ciudad.
He asked Pastor Kip if he could participate, and Pastor Kip said, well, can we do the whole thing?
Y Pastor Kip preguntó si podíamos hacer, la iglesia podría hacer todo el proyecto.
So he stepped out to believe for 500 people to show up.
Entonces el pastor comenzó a intentar reunir 500 personas.
He preached for 4 weeks about service.
Él predicó por 4 semanas acerca de servicio.
And the people got inspired at the church.
Las personas se inspiraron mucho en la iglesia.
So looking at this team, you're really looking at the vision, the catalyst, the execution, and the resource.
Miramos a estas 4 personas. Teníamos una persona que era visionario, otro catalista, otro recursos y otro la ejecución.
All right. So we had a cleanup day for Roosevelt.
Entonces tuvimos un día de limpieza para la escuela, un día de acción para la escuela.
Over 1,000 people showed up.
Más de 1,000 personas vinieron.
There were some people from the community and Nike as well.
Habían personas de la ciudad y personas de Nike también.
It became a big deal, and we saved the school $40,000 of cleanup that day.
Só en este día hicimos el trabajo equivalente a $40,000.
We painted and brought all kinds of supplies.
Pintamos, llevamos suprimientos.
Eventually, we would go to every home games and just come and support the school.
Y más tarde nosotros iniciamos a involucrarnos en la escuela y participar en los juegos, los deportes.
It became a great collaborative relationship with the school, as we would have a closed closet and all sorts of things for the students.
Se tornó un proceso de colaboración. Iniciamos un proceso de mucha colaboración con la escuela y con los alumnos.
So this ongoing relationship has been for several years.
Este relacionamiento entonces continúa hace algunos años.
The community was inspired and the school has been transformed.
La comunidad fue inspirada y la escuela fue transformada.
Their SAT scores went way up, and they're winning championships.
Los resultados de las notas de los alumnos han subido mucho.
There's a video, but I think I'll skip the video.
Hay un video que fue hecho acerca de este proyecto, pero vamos a mirarlo.
So looking at the track, Nike was inspired by everybody and what was going on, the energy at Roosevelt.
Y Nike se animó mucho con lo que estaba ocurriendo con la escuela Roosevelt.
We put in a new track and field.
Pusimos un nuevo campo y un nuevo área de correr.
So the school was about to close and be condemned, but
la escuela estaba pensando en cerrar, pero continúa la escuela.
But we put in a track and field that was the best or second best in Oregon.
Este proyecto ha sido un ejemplo para todo Oregon.
So the students really believe that people believed in them, and there was much great relationship between the church and the school.
Los alumnos miraron que creemos en ellos y eso desarrolló un relacionamiento de la iglesia con la escuela.
So it's a fun story about collaborating with the end user in mind, thinking about those students.
Es una historia muy hermosa acerca de colaboración para el bien de los alumnos.
So just to look in reflection a bit, it's all about who we're empathizing towards. It's not about our agenda, it's about what they need.
Entonces, miramos de nuevo, la prioridad es mirar las personas a quien deseamos servir y deseamos empatizar, las necesidades de ellos, no las nuestras.
If all we do is create and collaborate, that's great, but we really need to make sure our calling is in line, otherwise it's not passionate.
Si nosotros solamente colaboramos y criamos, no vamos a hacerlo con pasión. Tenemos que alinear nuestro llamado y nuestra pasión.
Passion comes from your calling.
Y la pasión viene de su llamado.
Or if we call and create, that's great, but it may not be as big because we're not collaborating with a lot of people thinking about it.
Y si solamente tenemos llamado y criamos, no va a ser tan rico porque no estamos colaborando con otros.
Any one person can have a great idea, but it really works when we're all working together and we let the Lord lead the whole picture.
Podemos tener buenas ideas, pero la cosa es realmente buena cuando estamos trabajando juntos.
Or if we go with our passion, our calling, and we collaborate, but there's nothing creative, that doesn't really inspire the end user.
O si nosotros tenemos un llamado, tenemos una pasión y solamente colaboramos, pero sin creatividad, eso también no va a producir el resultado que deseamos.
So what we need is to have all three of these in play and all about the end user to do the right thing to share the calling or the ministry that God has.
Y realmente necesitamos de un equilibrio de los tres. Necesitamos el llamado, la creación y la colaboración para llegarnos donde Dios quiere que lleguemos.
So that's how design thinking works with the good news.
Y eso para mí es cómo funciona el design thinking, el pensamiento de diseño con las buenas nuevas.
All right. Thank you. And I'll get out of this and back into conversation.
Awesome, Wilson. Gracias. Y ahora vamos a charlar and we can go into question Q&A.
And let me see how to get out of here.
You just stop sharing your screen.
Okay.
Stop sharing your screen.
It's okay. Let me see. Share. Okay. You cannot start. Oh, let me see. Okay. Stop sharing. Trying to find it. Says what it says is, it says you cannot start share screen while the others. Oh, okay. So I guess I'm okay. I must be. I gotta figure it out. Sorry, I gotta see where I start.
No, that's
sharing.
okay. On your laptop.
Oh, okay. Escape. Okay, great.
There you go.
Okay, stop
There
share.
you
There,
There
bam,
you
bam.
are.
Okay, yay. I'm so excited. I'm feeling modern.
Estoy me sintiendo moderno, mucho moderno. Oh, Wilson, awesome, man. Thank you. Mira, vamos a hacer preguntas. Pueden hacerlo, si hablan inglés, puede hacer en inglés y hacer la traducción o yo traduzco. Vamos, preguntas, por favor.
Any questions?
Preguntas que ustedes tienen.
About anything. It doesn't have to be design thinking.
Y puede ser acerca de cualquier cosa. No tiene que ser acerca de diseño. Puede ser acerca de Nike, de los deportes, de todo que él hace. They're being shy today, Wilson. Sim,
That's
pode
okay.
falar. Pode falar, pastor.
Sim, qual a melhor maneira de ter equilíbrio entre criatividade e colaboração?
How have you found it best to have balance between creativity and collaboration?
Great question.
Buena pregunta.
I'm thinking.
Estoy pensando.
I like to think that the leader of the design process is the Lord himself.
Yo creo que el líder del proceso de diseño es Dios.
Let him be the marketing director.
Deja que él sea el líder de marketing.
We can be all in, each one of us, and he will orchestrate it.
Nosotros podemos inversionar nuestras vidas, investir nuestras vidas, pero él va a orquestar el proceso.
Creativity that is collaborative is a lot like this phone call.
La creatividad que es colaborativa es mucho parecido con esta llamada.
We're all in on one conversation and sharing in the insights. If Jonathan is doing his thing, or me, or either any of you.
Nosotros estamos compartiendo y enfocando y convergindo en una idea y un proceso juntos en esta llamada.
So we're all in and we're open to collaborating.
Estamos todos involucrados, envolvidos y estamos colaborando.
The best creative idea wins.
La mejor idea va a ganar.
All right.
Bueno. Mais alguma pergunta? Pode fazer.
Is that close to what you were thinking?
Eso es lo que estaba pensando, Pastor Antônio?
Sim. Sim, é
Excelente.
I do have a question.
Okay.
Go ahead, Lillian.
I believe it's a lot easier to identify the user, the person that we are designing to, than to identify the needs. And how do you suggest?
Es más fácil identificar la persona do que identificar las necesidades. ¿Cómo usted hace para identificar necesidades de las personas?
Lillian, that's awesome. And you're so right.
Eso es awesome. And by the way, she's studying architecture.
Wow, cool.
Lillian es estudiante de arquitectura.
She totally gets it.
Yeah.
Ella comprende bien.
So it's really all about identifying and empathizing with that end user.
Realmente es un proceso de identificación y empatía con el usuario.
If you can literally try to become them and imagine what it feels like, what the experience is, that's going to get you the closest to identifying what the needs are.
La mejor forma de identificar necesidades es intentar vivir como ellos, intentar ser por un tiempo uno de ellos. Y así identificamos las necesidades.
I know often in ministry, the way I'll approach it is I'm all about sharing my point of view and not necessarily identifying with theirs.
Muchas veces en el ministerio, yo estoy como líder intentando compartir mis ideas, mi posición, mi opinión, y no escuchar y aprender la opinión de ellos.
But if I can begin to understand what their experience is and who they are and what they need and identify with that, then I can design for that.
Entonces, si yo puedo identificar quiénes son las personas, pero también qué son las necesidades, yo paso a poder diseñar mucho mejor.
it's just like in the architecture world, like we study the form follows function.
Es como estudiarmos en arquitectura, que la forma sigue la función.
So hopefully we can create some cool buildings for the people we're blessing.
Espero que podemos como arquitectos crear un espacio bueno para bendecir las personas.
Cool.
Bueno.
Great.
¿Más alguna pregunta? Y tenemos pocos minutos. We have just a few minutes left, Wilson. Are you okay, Wilson?
Yeah, I'm
it is
good.
1 o'clock your time. Are you okay?
I'm okay.
Okay.
I can do a few minutes.
Thank you. Él tiene más algunos minutos y podemos más alguna pregunta.
Una pregunta.
Sí.
Durante el proceso de ejecución del proyecto, se puede acontecer que el proyecto no tiene algunas fallas, ¿no? Y ¿cómo mantener las personas, el equipo con motivación delante de las precauciones, de las fallas?
No processo de colaboração, né?
Sim, sim.
Wilson, when you're leading a team and they're collaborating, many times there are mistakes and there are errors and problems. How do you maintain a collaborative team motivated when in the middle of problems?
Okay, so again, you're saying when you're leading a team, many times there's, what's the challenge?
Problems, mistakes made, wrong projects or things that don't work, and you're collaborating. How do you maintain that team motivated in the midst of those problems and mistakes?
That's great. I hear what you're saying. I think it's almost the one body analogy in that we're all one body, and just like we make mistakes as individuals, we make mistakes as one body. And so we deal with it the same way. Grace and hope that we can rally together. There's encouragement and try to keep everybody up.
Creo que tiene a ver con sermos un cuerpo, y cuando somos un cuerpo hay gracia y amor, y este proceso de gracia y amor mantiene a las personas unidas y puede mantener la motivación. And so grace and love and remaining one body, right, Wilson? And those
Exactly.
things can catalyze hope and motivation.
Right.
Y eso puede catalizar esperanza.
It's like we need to trust the design thinking process.
Tenemos que confiar en el proceso de diseño, de design.
The best can come out of it, or
Para
God's
que
will can come
el
out.
resultado mejor y la voluntad de Dios sea hecha. Muy bueno. ¿Más alguna pregunta? ¿Qué tal? Una más. One more question.
Hi.
And just so, go ahead, Juliana.
Okay, I'll try to do it in English also. Hi, Wilson.
Hi, Julia. Good job.
Thank you. So let's go. I think my difficulty is to define the group that I will have empathy, because I think as Christians, we have the desire of reach all to, So I was thinking about how do you, as a designer for Nike, define the group to have this empathy,
Okay.
Déjame traducir. La pregunta de Juliana es, creo que mi dificultad es definir el grupo, por lo cual voy a tener empatía. ¿Cómo usted, Wilson, define el grupo? ¿Cómo tú identificas el grupo por lo cual vas a tener empatía?
That's a great question. I would say I think your calling, again, needs to align with who you're empathizing towards. Your passion is very important.
Las personas tienen que estar alineados con su llamado. Su pasión es muy importante.
Also, sometimes we empathize towards people that we're not as passionate towards.
A veces tenemos empatía por personas por lo cual no tenemos pasión.
But as a designer, it's more about thinking about the end user than it is even thinking about yourself.
Como diseñista, pensamos más en el usuario final do que en nosotros.
So sometimes we have to design and create for those that we may not even be as passionate towards, but I believe we can, by God's grace and design.
Às vezes desenhamos coisas e hacemos coisas para grupos por lo cual no tenemos tanta pasión.
That's how I would define if I'm aligning with who when it comes to who I'm empathizing with.
Creo que ese es el proceso para mí, para descubrir el quién. ¿Quién es en este proceso yo voy a empatizar?
Right now, I'm really wanting to help all people to sport, even if they may be handicapped.
En este momento, yo intento ayudar personas en el deporte, mismo personas que tienen necesidades especiales.
That feels like my passion and my calling. So I'm aligning myself with the end user, trying to help their world.
Entonces, en este momento, yo estoy alineando mi llamado y mi proceso, mi vida, en ayudar a este grupo de personas.
It's no different than designing for Michael Jordan or Serena Williams, because
no
they're the end user I'm empathizing with.
Para Serena Williams o para Michael Jordan. Yo estaba con ellos, también empatizando con ellos.
Does that make sense?
¿Tiene sentido? Awesome.
Awesome. This is amazing.
Wilson.
I love this. Thank you. You guys are so cool.
Wilson. Ustedes son increíbles. Yo amé eso. Wilson, thank you. And we will need to do it again. And I cannot thank you enough. Gracias por hacer eso.
One big shout. I want to give a big shout out to Lillian. She's amazing. Thank you so much for putting up with me all these weeks and finally getting it together in the last hour. That's what you call God.
Gracias, Lillian, por hacer el trabajo toda esta semana, hablando conmigo y arreglando las cosas para. Muchas gracias, Lillian. Great job.
Wilson, and use those creative sides of your brain.
Yes, use el lado creativo de tu cerebro. And Wilson, would you mind praying for this group? There are groups in multiple countries in Latin America doing multiple projects, and to have you pray for them would be absolutely amazing.
My honor.
Vamos a pedir que él ore por nosotros en estos proyectos y en esos países.
Dear Lord Jesus,
Señor Jesús,
I hope that the truths you've given me in my spirit can be transferred to all of these wonderful people and their spirit.
Yo pido, Señor, que las verdades que tú has puesto en mi vida pueden ser compartidas y ser de bendición para estos mis amigos en varios países.
I hope we can minister you to people who need you by identifying with who they are.
Espero, Señor, nos ayude a ministrar quién tú eres a personas que tienen necesidad de saber quién tú eres.
Give us empathy and creativity and openness to collaboration to reach them.
Nos dé, Señor, empatía, nos dé llamado, nos dé creatividad, nos dé colaboración para que podamos alcanzar a estas personas.
and you are the most creative of all. Please continue to lead us in your truth.
Y tú eres el más creativo, Señor. Ayúdanos, lidéranos, Señor, en tu verdad.
In your mighty name, things are greater in you than anything I could create.
Señor, las cosas que vienen de ti son tan mayores do que nosotros podemos criar.
And we'll give you all the glory in Jesus' name.
Y damos a ti toda gloria en nombre de Jesús.
Amen.
Amen, amen, amen. Wilson, thank you so much.
I'm so glad this has happened. We're linked up.
Estamos unidos, estamos linkados. Gracias, gracias por eso.
Let's do it again.
Vamos a hacerlo de nuevo.
Much love.
Wilson, thank you. Mucho, mucho amor. Thank you so much. Bless you. Lillian?
My honor. We could do other things too.
Lillian, do you have any instructions regarding homework or anything else that you need to guide all of us into before we finish? Tú puedes,
yo estaré mandando para...
So Wilson, that we're going to talk about the homework and we're going to get that content to them, okay?
Okay, so I'll hang up.
You can hang up, absolutely.
Much love.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Wilson.
Okay.
Yo estaré mandando para usted até mañana la tarea y usted ya tienes el vídeo con la traducción en portugués y español no YouTube y no documento.
Perfecto. Todos comprendieron y van a recibir material y contenido hasta mañana. Lillian, gracias. Gracias, Lillian. Un gran abrazo, un gran abrazo. Seguimos hablando. Y más algún comentario, alguna pregunta acerca del proceso, acerca del proyecto, algún comentario. ¿Cómo están ustedes? ¿Todos bien? Todos bien.
Todos já
excelente.
marcaram uma sessão com Samuel? José de Yorca, has hablado com Samuel? E Mike. ¿Alguien más?
No.
Mila, temos que marcar até quando?
O dia melhor para você. Antes, umas 2 semanas no máximo.
Bueno.
E la outra, Lillian, com o Leadership Team, está acontecendo ou não?
Juliana e Cíntia já têm os contatos. Eu estou esperando os outros líderes responder para mandar para os outros.
Joia. Ok.
Isso.
Joia. E vamos pedir os slides.
Sim.
Lillian, can you ask? Você pede para o Wilson? Pode pedir.
Sim.
Se você quiser, se ele não mandar, você me fala.
Tá.
Amigos. Juliana, pode falar.
Só uma pergunta a respeito do meu projeto e a respeito dessa minha conversa com o Samuel. Eu citei na minha apresentação que eu não tenho nada assim que eu vá começar, né? Tudo está em desenvolvimento. Tudo bem eu continuar caminhando dessa forma, nesse grupo, porque, tipo, eu tô aprendendo muito, não quero sair. Mas eu sinto que eu estou de né? Tá todo mundo começando ou tentando, e eu já tô engajada em 3 projetos. Eu tô continuando e quero aprender mais para desenvolver mais eles. Tudo bem eu seguir nessa linha, nessa conversa com o Samuel?
Eu acho que sim. Sem problema nenhum. E talvez ele ajude você a escolher um deles para você realmente fazer a aplicação.
Tá,
né?
Beleza.
Joia. Bom. Excelente.
Oi.
Tem uma coisa para falar. Quando eu empecé a estar nessa incubadora, eu não tinha nada para empezar, estava meio perdida em muitas coisas, tinha falado um pouco com o pastor Jonathan. E agora en este mes iremos abrir y hacer la inauguración del proyecto Borboletas acá en mi ciudad.
Wow.
Con el grupo estamos muy contentos.
Oh, wow.
Y tenemos ya parceros y las cosas están cambiando. Tenemos ahora recursos de radio, escuelas nos ayudando a través de reforços, carteiras. La iglesia está muy engarrada nisso. Então, não saia, continue, que isso é bendição para nós outros.
Gracias, Suyani. Muy, muy bueno. Fantástico. De acuerdo, de acuerdo, de acuerdo. Mira, un gran abrazo. Yo estoy en el aeropuerto y mira, necesito ir al hotel y llegar a una reunión. Mira, es un privilegio estarmos juntos y espero que han amado a Wilson. Nosotros lo amamos. Él es una persona muy especial y muy difícil, ¿no, Lilian?
Muy.
Difícil de agendar. Es un milagro que lo tuvimos. Es muy ocupado. Es maestro de universidad, proyectista, lidera grupo en Nike. Es increíble. Y nosotros lo tuvimos. Estoy muy contento. Un gran abrazo.
Buen viaje, pastor.
Gracias. Un gran abrazo. Bye.
Chao.
Ah,
Goodbye, amigos. Mi Dios, qué perdida.